ask you a question right now. Today, there's a multi-billion-dollar industry built around your credit score. Did you know that? Not built to help it, but to profit from it staying exactly where it is. And if you've spent any time, any money, or any energy trying to repair your credit and the needle hasn't moved, I want you to consider one possibility. What if the process you are sold was designed to look like progress while keeping you exactly in place? I've spent 37 years inside these systems. I've watched the credit repair industry grow from a fringe business into a $4 billion machine. I know what the bureaus are legally required to do, and more importantly, I know what they are never required to do. There is a difference, and that difference is where most people lose. Today, I'm going to show you where inside the credit repair process the traps are set, not what the traps are in theory, where specifically in your repair journey the system redirects your energy away from moves that work into moves that generate revenue for someone else. Because here's what I need you to understand before we go any further. Some of the most widely recommended credit repair strategies you may be using right now, strategies you may have paid for, are not just ineffective, they are specifically profitable for the system. When you use them, you got to watch out. So I want you to stay with me, because after today, you're going to look at every credit repair move you've made very differently. Now, we've covered what credit repair actually is, a data pattern, positioning game. We've covered when to make your moves inside the 90-day scoring window. Now I need to show you where the system pushes you off that path. I sat down with a client not long ago. We'll call him Marcus. He pulled up his bank statement, 4 different charges: a dispute service, a credit monitoring app, a secured card annual fee, a settlement he'd already paid off. And you know what his score had done in 6 months? Not 1 point, because every one of those dollars was spent in a place that was never designed to move his score. Do me a favor real quick. Subscribe to this channel. Hit the like button, because this is the information most people never get taught, and we want as many people seeing this as possible. Now, Marcus isn't the exception. He's the pattern, and the pattern has a name. Here's the where principle. I need you to lock this in. The credit repair industry exists in the space between the system is legally required to do and what it's designed to actually accomplish. That's where the money lives. This isn't small. We're talking about $4 billion industry, monthly subscription fees, dispute mills, secured card programs stacked with fees, credit monitoring dashboards, and every single dollar spent in the wrong place does one thing: it confirms you're still lost. The truth of the matter is the credit repair industry doesn't profit from your score going up. It profits from your belief that your score is about to go up. Now let me show you the 4 specific places where the system sends you when it wants to keep you busy, because each one has a name, a fee structure, and a very clear reason why it doesn't work. So let's go. The 4 traps. That's what these are. They're traps. Trap number 1, where? The dispute treadmill. Let's look at Sarah. She filed a dispute on a late payment from 3 years ago. 30 days later, denied. She filed again, denied again. She did this 4 times over 8 months. Same score, not 1 point of movement. Here's the mechanic. You file a dispute. The Bureau has 30 days to investigate. The creditor re-verifies the account as accurate. The dispute closes. The item remains. You file again. Where the trap is the investigation window itself. The Bureau isn't calling your creditor and reviewing documents. They're sending an automated code. The creditor confirms. The system calls that an investigation. The bureaus are legally compliant. They investigated technically, but the system was never designed to remove any accurate information. It was designed to manage your expectation that it might. You cannot dispute your way out of accurate negative data, and the industry knows this, but they will take $79 a month to help you try. Trap number 2, the secured card ceiling. Picture someone doing everything right. They open a secured card, put a deposit down, use it responsibly, pay it off every single month. 6 months later, barely any movement. Here's why. Without positioning knowledge, specifically managing the statement close date we talked about in the last video, a secured card generates minimal score movement regardless of how responsible it looks like you are using it. High fees, low limits, no statement date management equals the appearance of progress. The bank collects your deposit, charges you an annual fee, and reports a low limit account that barely moves your score. You feel responsible, they feel profitable. A secured card is a tool, but a tool used without positioning knowledge is just an expense. Listen, let me stop here for a second, because the next trap isn't just ineffective. It's the one that feels like a win when you do it. That's what makes it most dangerous, and it's the most dangerous one on the list. Trap number 3, the settlement myth. Someone calls a collection agency, negotiates a settlement, pays less than they owe, feels relieved, feels like it's finally resolved, checks their score the next week, nothing moved. Here's why. A settled collection doesn't disappear. It simply changes status from outstanding to settled. The system reads both as a derogatory event. The negative data stays in your file until it ages off, typically 7 years from the original date of delinquency, regardless of settlement. The collection agency made a profit. You paid them. The bureau kept the record, and your score stayed exactly where it was. 3 entities benefited from that transaction. You were not one of them. Settling a collection is a financial decision. It is not a credit repair decision. Know the difference before you write the check. Trap 4, the credit monitoring loop. Someone subscribes to a monitoring service, checks it every morning, watches the number move up and down, gets an alert, feels informed, but 6 months later, still stuck at the same score. Monitoring a score you don't know how to move is a subscription to anxiety. The alerts tell you the score changed. They don't tell you why the specific data pattern changed or what to do inside the next scoring window to position yourself differently. They sell you a dashboard to watch a number you can't influence without the knowledge they're not giving you. That's the product. Your frustration renews the subscription. Now, here's the part that matters most, because knowing where the traps are is only half the equation. The other half is knowing exactly where your repair energy should actually go instead. And that's where this gets specific. Now, we're not the energy drain that kills all your momentum. You got to get this in. If the negative items in your file are accurate and verifiable, no dispute service, regardless of what they charge, can remove them. The FCRA, Fair Credit Reporting Act, gives you the same dispute rights for free that they charge you monthly fees to exercise. Spending money here doesn't accelerate repair. It redirects resources away from the positioning moves that actually produce score movement. We're not. Number 2, collections with no leverage. I had a client, 62 years old, called me excited because he was about to pay off a collection. 6 years old. He'd saved the money. He was proud of it. I stopped him because what he thought was a smart move was about to restart a clock that had almost expired in his favor. Here's what I mean. Collections on accounts past the statute of limitations in your state represent zero legal collection risk. Paying them restarts the clock in some states. Disputing them triggers re-aging in some situations. The move is to know the age of the account. The state state, statute, and the scoring impact before you touch it. The enemy wants you to clear your conscience. That's not the same as clearing your score. We're not number 3. Multiple applications in a compressed window. Each hard inquiry suppresses your score by a small but meaningful amount. Multiple hard inquiries in a compressed window signal financial stress to the system, regardless of whether you're approved. Where not to apply is the 6-month window before you need your score at its peak. Every unnecessary inquiry in that window is a positioning cost with no positioning benefit. The real lesson is this: where you don't spend your energy is just as important as where you do, because every move costs something: time, money, or a scoring variable. The system counts them all. So where the wheel repair is actually going to happen. Video 1 showed you what credit repair actually is. Video 2 showed you when to make your moves. Today, I showed you where the system sends you when it wants to keep you confused. Now you have the complete map. Where the real work happens is inside the 3 scoring windows: on the statement close dates, in the utilization ratio, in the account age profile, in the data pattern, not in dispute portals, settlement negotiations, or monitoring dashboards. The system isn't broken. I need you to hear this. It's working exactly as designed. The bureaus are compliant. The credit repair industry is legal. The secured card programs are legitimate. Every piece of this is functioning as intended. The only question worth asking is, intended for whom? Once you see where the exits are and where the walls are, you stop getting lost. You stop paying for maps that lead you in circles. You stop measuring progress by how busy you've been. You start measuring it by where the data pattern is positioned when the system takes its next snapshot. Same person, same credit file, different direction, and it's going to make all the difference. Listen, that's the 3-part foundation: what credit repair is, when to move inside the window, and where the system sends you when it doesn't want you to succeed. I want you to get this. I help hundreds and hundreds of clients get credit straight because I teach classes and not just do some credit disputing. I don't like the word dispute. Dispute means it's not mine. A challenge means this is not accurate. There are things that you can legally challenge, but the best thing for the individual to do while the challenging is happening is to get properly positioned so that the data patterns are working for you and not against you. The next video is where most people finally get stuck. Not because they don't understand the system, they do. You know now. They get stuck because they start applying what they know in the wrong order and doing the right thing in the wrong sequence, producing the same results as doing nothing at all. I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen to you. So I want you to be blessed, and I want to see you real soon, because if you do what we're saying, you're going to see some major things happen. Drop a comment right now. Tell me which one of these 4 traps cost you the most time or money: the dispute treadmill, the secured card ceiling, the settlement myth, or the monitoring loop. Let me know. I read every single one. And if you're ready to stop guessing and build actual execution plan, whether you're a business owner or an individual, there is a link in the description just for you. You be blessed. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Take care.